Hi, you're very welcome. And in today's session, I want to explore one of the new what's called dynamic array functions called GroupBy, or as I always remember, it was in school. Somebody had the word group and they referred to it as to grope by. But as I like to say, that's a whole different topic. Okay, now this is basically an alternative to a pivot table. Okay, our much loved, much cherished pivot tables. And unfortunately, this is only available if you have an Office 365 subscription. So let's say I've got a list of segments over here, okay? And let me see now, I've got but maybe just nearly 2,500 records in this one. Basically, I want to get a list of the segments and I want to get the total per segment. So I'm going to begin by going equals group by. Now, normally I kind of really like to do the wizard, but I kind of notice with this that when you do it this way, it actually gives you a better feel for what the various different options are. So the first thing that crops up is the row fields. And in this case, I want to use segment because this is what I want to group it by. So I come over here to segment, just hover over the heading, and I've converted this into a table, which I've named product, and there's segment. And then I just go comma. And then it goes on to the next bit, which is values. And that's essentially my numerical field or the field I want to add up or summarize. So I come over here to price, and I just do that one, and then I go comma. Now the next bit is the function. So with conventional pivot tables, basically you have, your sum, average, max, min, count, product. Still haven't figured out what anybody used that for. But if you notice here, one of the kind of cool ones, which I think is well worth noticing, is median. Okay, now I'm not going to use median for this one. I'm just going to go to sum. So just double click on sum. And then I just go comma. Now, the next thing that comes up is field headers, okay? Now, when I was preparing for this tutorial, I went through them all, and to be honest with you, I couldn't see any difference between any of them. Because apparently, if you say, for example, if you choose number 3, which says yes and show, it does show you the actual, what's supposed to be the heading here at the top, for example, segment. But when I tried that, it didn't do it. Okay, so that was one of the things I mentioned, that it's like, I don't know, I'm not sure what's going on. So I'm just going to go with 0 for this one. And like I said, it could be something that I'm missing, but I couldn't get it to work, and I will take that as being something that I'm missing or whatever. Now, the total depth, okay, is basically, do you want totals? Okay, and you have a number of different options here, and I do want to see a grand total, which is the second one down. You see it there. So I'm just going to go 1. Okay, oops, go 1, comma. Now, the sort order is I want to sort it by the first column, which in this case is going to be my segment, and I'm going to put in 1. If I want to sort it, Z to A, I put in -1, but I'm just going to put in 1, and I'm going to go comma. The next one, the filter array, is if you want to exclude like specific bits out of it. So let's say you only want to see some of the segments or whatever, you could put in, you could say just exclude this bit or a filter array and so on. And then the last bit then is field relationship. This basically assumes that depending on if you have multiple fields you want to group by, it'll kind of group it in the order you've selected it. Really kind of table only applies, doesn't really apply. So, and again, this is one of these ones where I'm just going to go with 0. I'll just close my brackets and I press enter. Okay. Now, the thing I want you to notice here, and this is kind of like a big thing to do with dynamic array functions, is if you look up here, like for example, if I click on any of these fields here, and if I look up in the formula bar, you see there it's kind of dim. See there? And I can't really do anything with it. If I want to go back and edit this formula, I have to go up here to the top left-hand corner. See up here? And then I can edit it. So this is one thing you need to be aware of if you're working with dynamic array functions. Now I want to format this. I'm going to go here to format. I'm going to format this as currency. And I'm just going to make my total a little bold so I can kind of see it. There we go. Okay. And you can see there, it's now been sorted in alphabetical order from A to Y in sum of segment. Now, if I come along here, okay, and let's say I change one of these here, let's say change one of the segments to new segment. All right, watch what happens to my formula when I press enter. See there, I get my new segment in here and updates automatically. And if I added in new records at the end, it would do the same thing. So I'm just going to copy this back up again. And that's it there, just the sum of segment. The second one, I'm going to do something similar. I'm going to go by category and just get the median price by category. So I click over here, go equals group by, double click on it. The row field is going to be my category. So I just come over here, category, and just highlight it here. And I actually want to put in the table headings. So I just do it a little bit trickier, just come up to category. There we go, category. And then I go comma. And the value this time is again going to be on the price. So I just come over here to my price, comma. And this time I go to median. Now median just means that it gives the most frequently occurring price by category. And I just double click on it, comma. Again, I'm going to go with 0, okay? Because, that's always a bit odd. The sort order, let's do it, let's say -1 this time, see what it looks like. Okay, I'll do that one. Filter array, again, if you want to exclude something from it. And in the example, I'm going to give you in one of the other examples, you'll see kind of an example of a filter array where they've excluded data. And so I don't want that, so I just put in a comma, that one there. And filter array, I don't want that. And then 0, this one. And then close my brackets, and press enter. All right. Now, this is an example of where I've made a Hames of something. So I'm just going to click up here, and I'm just going to go back up here to this one, okay? I'm just going to use back here, and go back to this one. Okay, so there's my total depth 0, okay? Sort order, I'm going to leave it as 1, comma. Let me go to the sort order again. So let's say totals, I want 1. Well, no, I don't really need totals. I'll leave it as 0. Depth and then comma. Sort order is going to be 1. I don't want to filter array, so I'm going to comma. And then field relationship, I'm going to put in 0 and then press enter. All right. You see there's the new mix, which I don't want. I'm just going to delete that out, highlight it. And see there, this gives me the median price by category. And again, I can just format that with my currency. All right. So this just gives you kind of two and let's say if I'm just going to change the mix here. Let's say maybe make that, let's say 10,000. So you can kind of see. All right, changes this one. Let's say undo that for a second. Oh yeah, the median price then is going to be, let's say, just these are kind of the most frequently occurring prices by category. All right. So I hope you find this useful. Okay, feel free to add any comments. This is something I might return to again when I've had a bit of a deeper dive into what the various bits and pieces can do, and maybe I can see if there's something I'm missing. Okay, mind yourself and take care. Bye.